Over 2 millennia ago, a young man would carve his name into the annals of history as one of the greatest conquerors the world has ever known. His name was Alexander, but he would be remembered as Alexander the Great. Born in 356 BC in the small kingdom of Macedon, Alexander was raised under the influence of a powerful father, King Philip II, and an ambitious mother, Queen Olympias. From the start, he was different. Olympias believed her son was destined for greatness, even telling him that he descended from the gods. At the age of 13, Alexander met the teacher who would shape his mind and vision: Aristotle, the famous philosopher. Aristotle taught him more than just knowledge. He instilled in Alexander a deep curiosity for the world, a love for Greek culture, and a boundless drive. But it was not just in study where Alexander excelled. Even as a youth, he was fearless, taming a wild horse named Bucephalus, a beast no one else dared approach. That horse would go on to carry him across vast empires. Then, at age 20, Alexander's life changed forever. His father Philip was assassinated. Suddenly, Alexander was thrust onto the throne, inheriting not only the Macedonian kingdom but also his father's ambitions of expanding it. But Alexander wanted more. He envisioned a unified empire that would stretch across the known world, blending Greek culture with that of the East. Driven by this dream, he rallied his armies and set out to fulfill a destiny few could imagine. In 334 BC, Alexander crossed into Asia, leading a small yet fierce Macedonian army into Persian territory. He was 22 years old, outnumbered, and facing the might of the Persian Empire, but his strategic brilliance was unmatched. At the Battle of Granicus, he achieved a decisive victory, sending a powerful message to the Persian king, Darius III. Alexander pressed forward, and in 333 BC, he met Darius's vast army at the Battle of Issus. With his forces outnumbered, he employed bold tactics and led from the front lines, his courage inspiring his soldiers to follow without hesitation. The result? Another victory, another step closer to his dream. By now, stories of Alexander's conquests were spreading. When he reached Egypt, he was welcomed not as a conqueror, but as a liberator, freeing them from Persian rule. In Egypt, he founded the city of Alexandria, destined to become a beacon of knowledge and culture. But Alexander was never one to stay in one place for long. His vision demanded he go further. With Egypt behind him, he pursued Darius deep into Persia. In 331 BC, at the Battle of Gaugamela, Alexander faced Darius for the last time. With precision and bold strategy, he shattered the Persian forces, and Darius fled, leaving his empire to Alexander. In a matter of years, Alexander had achieved what seemed impossible. The Persian Empire was his. But Alexander was not yet satisfied. He marched further east, reaching the borders of India in 327 BC. Here, he faced new challenges: monsoon rains, unfamiliar terrain, and war elephants that towered over his men. But Alexander adapted, overcoming each obstacle with tenacity and courage. Yet even the greatest of warriors face limits. His men, exhausted and yearning for home after years of relentless campaigning, urged him to turn back. Reluctantly, Alexander agreed, and the journey home began. But destiny had other plans. In 323 BC, after returning to Babylon, Alexander fell ill. He was only 32 years old, yet he had conquered one of the largest empires in history, spreading Greek culture across 3 continents. His sudden death left his generals and subjects in shock. The empire he built would not stay unified. It would fracture into rival kingdoms almost as soon as he passed. Yet, Alexander's influence would echo through history. The cities he founded, the knowledge he shared, and the fusion of cultures he encouraged shaped civilizations long after he was gone. Alexander the Great was more than a conqueror. He was a visionary. His life was a testament to human ambition and the power of a dream. He lived fast, conquered fiercely, and left a legacy that would forever change the world.